Well, we're back up at Windsor for the Windsor Spectacular up in Sydney in September 2024. I've roped my mate Dale in again tonight. How are you, Dale?
Good, thanks, Howard.
Mate, I've got something special for you here.
Oh, I'm excited.
Mate, this is the final round for the 2024 championships, and it's a fairly new thing in Australia because we've had blown boats for a long time, but it's become very formal now the way they operate the championships, and this is the last leg, and the way it's worked out, it goes right down to the final. So first up, these are the sort of monsters we're going to be looking at. So majority of the boats are blown injected V8s running on methanol. They'll be making around the 2,500.
Yes.
Each. And then there's a couple of twin turbo V8s, and then there's a little Barra that's running a single big turbo on it.
You say little.
Yeah.
Only in capacity.
Well, it's a smaller boat as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it's only a little boat compared to some of them. So they run 18, 19, 20, there it is there, 21s. And this thing is also, and most of them are displayed so well. I mean, the presentation on the boats is amazing.
Very professional. And
you'll see here in a second, Heather's having a bit of a chat to Chris that drives the boat, and I don't think she realised that when she went up. Said to him, "Oh, someone's got to clean the boat, I suppose." And that's the guy that drives it. Him and his brother are the team, the owner of the team.
A labour of love.
You handled that rough water better than I thought.
Sorry?
You handled that rough water this morning, all right?
Yeah, well, I went for a bit of a fly down the first straight.
I imagine. And they definitely do that, they fly. So if you want to see a bit more about how these boats work, the last year we did a similar video, and I had a guy go around with me that I knew, Terry Smith, and actually explain how they drive these boats and how the cavitation plates and all those things work. Now this boat, Dale, had a fairly major coming together earlier in the year, and then they give this thing a full fit out, rebuild the whole back end of it, and only got it back the night before.
Wow.
But see that power steering pump there?
Yes.
I noticed on Facebook someone asked a question about that. That actually powers the cavitation plate.
Okay.
So that because there's so much load on it, I guess, they need something to drive it. So straight into the races. So the events run, so they have the A heats, then the B heats, and then the finals. This is the first one of the A heats.
I hope you got your earplugs here.
I meant to mention early on for people to adjust their sound accordingly because they are loud and proud, mate, loud and proud.
That's the way you want it.
So as you can imagine, with this much horsepower, there's a fair bit of carnage. There's a lot of boats that don't finish, a bit like Top Fuel.
Yes.
That's Chris Palmer from Tasmania, leading the way there. Now, there's a lot to do with their pole position, which comes from their times. On the Friday, they have a time trial.
Okay.
And the quicker times get the pole.
Yep.
And then you work your way out. So if you're on the outside when you come into the first corner, and later on you'll notice I filmed from the other end as well. I've been up a couple of times to Windsor now, but the trees are starting to grow too much along the foreshores.
Yes.
So I was running a bit late when I got there, and when I've gone in and filmed them coming out of the from the ramp here, and I went around the corner. All of a sudden, all these trees are on the edge. So I had to change my style. But I love getting down here. The sound of these things going out is unbelievable.
So they're even loud on idle.
Unless you got a little turbo,
unless
you just cruise out.
You just...
You see what I mean about a small boat?
Yes. I think I've got a tinny that's about that size.
Here we go. So we got the flag boat on the right, the outboard. It's running about 70 mile an hour, and then they hit it.
Holy good night. Wow.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Acceleration is incredible.
You sure that flag boat didn't slow down? chop when you come into that corner if you're one of the later boats.
Well, once you've got 3 laps in, all of those washers are going around and around and stirring the whole thing up. Sounds like a fighter jet coming in.
It does.
Heat B, and as you can see, the Chris and Xplicit's out in front, and then the real culprit,
Ooh.
Nathan Gary, I think, was right behind him.
They've got some great names, these boats.
So this time around, I've decided to try and shoot every heat and every final.
Okay.
And then make it about the racing more so than the pits, where last time I probably spent more time in the pits because I was pretty infatuated with the whole thing.
There's an appropriate name, Madness.
Yep, so we got Madness, Turn It Up, B&R Engines, and Odin. And the big grey boat there's the Odin, and that's the twin turbo.
Okay.
This one's blown injected. So B&R build a lot of the engines for these boats.
Right.
Good job, the real culprit.
Makes the hair on my arm stick out.
Yeah, I know, it's good, isn't it?
I haven't got any on my head, so I stick with the arms. It is little, isn't it? Compared to some of the others.
Yeah, yep.
Just make ready for heat 1 of the Menace 6 litre. Race 7, see shenanigans. Starts 2.
Watch Madness comes out of the corners. It just seems to stand up and go.
Yep.
To the 160 mile an hour. They do it at 157, 158.
Oh. Big advantage being in first.
Yeah, and I mean, the rule, there's a 3 boat length rule, so you can't cross over someone.
Yep.
But that rule is quite lengthy in relation to when and where and how many lengths and all that sort of stuff. But it's really about, if you've got the lane, you can go as tight as you want or as wide as you want, pretty much. If you've got a boat next to you, you've got to give him room.
Yep.
Because there's a big bank on the other side. You see the second one now is on the inside of him, so he's looking to try and come on. If he can catch him, he's got to get past him to take the lane.
To take the lane, right.
Yeah. In the background there's had a little stoppage.
Yep.
So obviously that was Madness the winner, and then Turn It Up and B&R Engines come in third. No less quality, mate. It's unbelievable.
No.
Unbelievable. It's a bit hard when you know the results, but the Avago and Reckless are at the top end of the championship.
Right, okay.
So they're looking for points, and they get points from the Friday from the time trials.
Yes.
And then place points each heat, place points in the final, and all the points go together for the year.
Yep.
Because they can't run them all together on a car race.
Yes.
So they'll have like 3 heats, but you get points from each heat.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you win your heat, I think it was 25 points. And then I think it was 25, 23 all the way down. But then the fastest time for the day of all the heats or whatever gets more points. And
Okay.
Yeah. I'm learning all the time.
Yep, yep.
So that was the first run of heats early.
Okay.
And then I got a little bit of them coming cruising back past. So I got up there about 9:30, and they pretty much had them going straight up because they ran the first lot of heats, then obviously time to check everything over and get organised, and then the second set, and then they had the finals late in the afternoon.
And the race is a timed race or a number of laps?
It's laps.
It's laps.
Yep, it's laps with a checkered flag that's down the end there. So there's the bank, mate, with a few people there. This is early in the morning. It's a really good day out. Well, Mr. Lovell's, just had the opportunity to spend a couple of days with Mike from Lovell's. There's a whole lot more boats that I'll bring you more about, but don't forget about Lovell's, so the lovellsauto.com.au for all your suspension upgrades on your tow vehicle or for your show car or your drive car.
Got it all covered.
We have Tate Ramsey.
Here we go, so the second round, you can see I've moved down the road,
Yes.
and just as I'm all set up, these three come down to take photos. So it was too late, but it's a good spot because you can see the whole track from here.
Up this end, Howard.
It's even more so because you're standing where I'm standing there now. I'm about 30 metres from a blown injected big block, pulling about $9 grand, I reckon.
And not one of them.
The sensation and the noise is incredible. It's up there with Top Fuel, without any doubt in my mind whatsoever. And there's a bit of action going on as well.
You're dealing with that
you see there, those couple of turns, you can see how much the other bloke gone past him.
Yep.
So that's all controlled by that cavitation plate I was talking about as well. So if you put too much pressure on it, it holds the boat down, but you go slow, don't put enough pressure on it and it wants to fly.
You're like a cork.
Yep. So I was experimenting with a couple of new lenses and stuff on the weekend, Darryl. It's a bit of a challenge at 150 something mile an hour to keep them in the frame.
Yes, they're going a little quick.
They moved the heats around a bit because of a few breakages and things, so that was actually on the card as heat 2, but it was the first one run on the day. So Reckless and then Rival and Chase and Cash is third place. So we've got the Barra in this one, and then the twin turbo Avago, the green one, and then the big block Titan and Turn It Up. I hadn't seen Turn It Up before, I'm not sure where he's from.
It's amazing the difference between the calmness and the water at the start of the race.
And then, and this is a couple of hours later, the wind had dropped a little bit as well, I think.
Well, I guess the river's pretty narrow, so all that wake bounces off.
It's got to come back out again.
Keeps coming back out into the course.
sure this is one of the smaller courses on the tour.
Yep.
I've already got the dates for next year, Darryl, so you might have to check your calendar.
Oh,
mate.
might have to.
5 events next year.
Might have to book some annual leave.
So it'll be the way you're going. You'll have to retire, mate. You're either at golf or at car shows with me. Righto, heat number 3. He's calling it for me in the background. Up the other end now, though. I must have decided I didn't like. I've changed lens.
Maybe.
So that would be bad influence out there running like that. And
Okay.
earlier in the day, it seemed like it had nothing, so they must have tweaked something in the pits, and it's just screaming.
It looks like he's got a head start. He's going that quick.
Oh, there we go.
Not much of it in the water when it's on up on plane, is it?
And these guys with these big cameras here, they're uncanny at being able to capture them, and I've seen shots of them with the whole prop and all out of the water. When they start the leap, and we sort of can't see it with the naked eye, I don't think, but they're actually fully out of the water. I don't think I'd like to be sitting where that guy's sitting on the left there.
No, going to be nervous.
It's almost like he's out there on his own, wasn't it? And then that horrible feeling.
The towboat.
I filmed that and Lois put it in. I thought, you know what? It's part of it. You need to put it in.
Yep, it's a reality.
So this is the final of the second round of heats. So we've got Madness, B&R, Engines, the Outlaw and Tuff'E'Nuff. So all blown alcohol boats, these ones.
Cover your ears.
Tight. Let's just stand up. Someone had a spin down there. Yep, Outlaw, it's gone around.
Oh.
There's a few spins on the weekend, and I don't know that I captured one. Because you're always on the wrong boat.
Yes.
So I'm on a monopod with a swivel on it, and I'm trying to turn the camera to keep up with the boat and keep the angle right to keep it in the Satterley while, and I'm trying to zoom in a little bit so I can get a bit closer to the boat. But yeah, I'm going to have to. Whoop, another spin. I'm going to have to look at my equipment if I'm going to keep doing boats.
Yeah, you're going to get a neck massage as well if you're doing a swivel.
There we go. Madness, B&R, Outlaw, and then Tuff'E'Nuff.
12 races.
So I've moved again and I've got the commentator
Okay.
in my ear, Darryl, so they get a bit excited, so we'll let them run with it because he gives us a bit of info as well.
The National Drivers' Championship 2024. We've been all over Australia. These guys have raced hard. The machinery has taken an absolute beating.
There's blood, sweat and tears. There's no sleep in amongst all of the teams.
The strategy, Dave, the strategy.
Strategy is what it's all about now. White flag flying high, B main final. National Drivers Championship for 2024. Bang! Go, go, go!
So we've got Immortal, Rival, the Real Culprit, B&R and Avago.
All packed into that little...
Yep. Finals, mate, the finals.
That's what it's all about.
Oh,
no.
You can hear the whole crowd gasp when something like that happens.
Yep.
Like I was saying, it's all about points. So there's 3 finals. Somehow or other, I think I've missed one, Darryl. I don't know whether I was out the back having a sandwich and a cake or something.
Might have been having a reprieve.
It's a pretty full-on weekend. I've got 3 videos from the weekend.
Wow, that second last lap, little coming out of the
flag,
corner.
So that ended up being Immortal the winner. Then Rival and then the Real Culprit. So Avago coming 5th there, so he's down on points. So you'll hear the commentator now fill us in.
Madness, reckless and outlaw. Tate's got his work cut out for him here. There's 5 boats in it. That means the worst he can come if he finishes is 5th. And in an A main final for 5th, you get 17 points and tie it up. If Tate comes last, it's a tie. I don't know if there's a countback system, Sean. There is a countback system. Is there a countback system? We don't know. Anyway,
We might need it for a
let's
bit.
hope he doesn't come 5th because it gets too complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boats.
This will be epic.
Here we go. White flag flying high. Get your backside, track side. White flag drops, and the yellow one stops, and we are racing.
I was a bit quick with the camera, mate. Wait for the boats.
The contrast between the corner and the main straight.
Plus, when I'm filming, I really can't see the race. I'm watching the back of the camera, so
Yes.
I'm trying to watch the race, trying to film it. So the blue boat there, Reckless, he needs to finish no worse than 4th to win the championship.
Right.
Right? Which would mean you might want to just back off a bit, but he's full noise. He's out there still trying to go full stick.
I don't think these boys know how to go slow.
No. So if he DNF'd, he'd come 2nd in the championship.
Yes.
Look at the skipping. It's just
nothing
like
in this.
Absolutely flying.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 14th of September 2023 on the Hawkesbury River. Come on, warm those hands for all our competitors. Unofficially, we've got Tate Ramsey as the national driver's champion. That is unofficial.
You reckon he's happy, that commentator?
I think he's excited.
So I filmed them coming in now, Dale, and it was an unbelievable day, and it was just part of the day, and I've got more footage from the day, you know, some of the 6 litres and the other classes, which we'll do as a separate one, which you and I'll have to do some voiceover on.
Yep.
And then that's just the Saturday.
Wow.
And then the Sunday, they had another full program similar to this that we'll do a separate, the third one on. So that's the championship run, and at this point in time I'm putting the dates down, and I'm hoping to be able to cover all 5 events next year. So it's down in Melbourne, up in Brisbane, over in Adelaide. I've got the bug.
You have got the bug. I can see why.
So a bit of a salute to the crowd here. This is pretty cool.
I think this guy might be related to Darryl Eastlake.
He's got the full on, hasn't he?
That's great to see.
Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, we've got a couple more to come from the Windsor event. And then I've got another nice boat feature coming from the Everfest down at Yarrawonga. So thanks for joining us. Thanks again, Dale.
Thanks, Howard.
And don't forget, if you like what you're watching, make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button. Comment, I'll get back to you if I can, and if not, I might try and find out for you. But subscribe for us, and we'll be able to out there with the thanks of Lovels, bringing you some awesome automotive and petrol boat heads.
Till next time.